in the deepest, darkest corners of our planet's oceans, where sunlight has never pierced the gloom. Legends speak of a creature of immense power and terrifying scale, a serpent of the abyss, a monster that has haunted the dreams of sailors and theologians for millennia. This is the story of the Leviathan. The name itself echoes through history. A whisper of primordial chaos and untamable nature. The most famous depiction comes from the book of Job in the Hebrew Bible, where God describes Leviathan not as a mere animal, but as a masterpiece of his creation, a creature so powerful that no human could ever hope to subdue it. Can you pull in Leviathan with a fishhook, or tie down its tongue with a rope? The description is breathtaking. Its back is made of rows of shields, tightly sealed together. Its sneezes flash forth light, and its eyes are like the eyelids of the dawn. Firebrands stream from its mouth. Sparks of fire shoot out. Smoke pours from its nostrils as from a boiling pot over burning reeds. Its breath sets coals ablaze, and flames dart from its mouth. This isn't just a sea monster. It's a living embodiment of awe-inspiring, terrifying power. But the tale of Leviathan doesn't begin or end with the book of Job. Its roots stretch back even further, into the ancient mythologies of the Near East. Many scholars believe the biblical Leviathan is a descendant of an older Canaanite myth, featuring a seven-headed sea serpent named Lotan. This monstrous deity was an agent of chaos, locked in an eternal struggle with the storm god Baal. In these ancient stories, the battle between the god of order and the serpent of the abyss represents the fundamental conflict between civilization and the wild, untamable forces of nature. The sea, vast and unpredictable, was the perfect symbol for this chaos. Lotan, and later Leviathan, was its ultimate personification. As these stories were passed down and reinterpreted, Leviathan's image continued to evolve. In some Jewish texts, Leviathan is one of two primordial monsters created on the fifth day, alongside the land monster, Behemoth. The legend goes that at the end of time, these two colossal beasts will face each other in a final, cataclysmic battle, and their meats will be served at a banquet for the righteous. It's a fascinating idea, turning these symbols of terror into a source of ultimate reward and celebration. During the medieval period, Leviathan's reputation took a darker turn. With the rise of Christian demonology, this magnificent creature of God was often recast as a demon, one of the seven princes of hell, specifically representing the sin of envy. It was depicted as a gatekeeper to hell, its gaping maw the very entrance to eternal damnation. Artists of the era painted horrifying images of Leviathan swallowing the souls of the wicked, a stark warning against sin. From a symbol of God's untamable power, it had become a symbol of pure evil. This association with the sea and monstrous power made Leviathan a staple of maritime folklore. For centuries, as explorers and sailors pushed the boundaries of the known world, the oceans remained a place of profound mystery and danger. Every storm, every rogue wave, every glimpse of an unidentified shape beneath the surface could be attributed to the wrath of some colossal sea beast. Stories of krokans, sea serpents, and, of course, the Leviathan were whispered in the taverns of port cities and shouted over the roar of gales on the high seas. These tales served as both a warning and a way to make sense of a world that was often hostile and inexplicable. Was that giant squid that attacked the ship a real animal, or was it a tentacle of the great Leviathan itself? But what if there's a kernel of truth to these legends? What if the Leviathan myth is an ancient memory of real-life creatures that once swam our oceans? Let's dive into the world of paleontology. Imagine the prehistoric seas, teeming with life forms that would dwarf anything alive today. Consider the Mosasaurus, a massive marine reptile from the late Cretaceous period, growing up to 60 feet long, with a double-hinged jaw full of conical teeth. It was the apex predator of its time. A creature of that size and power, briefly glimpsed from the shore, could easily have inspired tales of sea dragons. Or perhaps we should look at the Basilosaurus, an early whale that lived around 40 million years ago. Despite its name, which means king lizard, it was a mammal, but it looked nothing like the whales we know. It had a long serpentine body, reaching up to 5 feet in length. Its skull was elongated and filled with menacing teeth. Picture an ancient mariner seeing the undulating, snake-like body of a Basilosaurus surface for air. The sight would be unforgettable, easily morphing into the legend of a great sea serpent over generations of storytelling. And we can't forget the giant squids and colossal squids that still inhabit our deep oceans today. These are real-life krakens, mysterious and rarely seen, with eyes the size of dinner plates and tentacles that can snatch prey from hundreds of feet away. They are truly creatures of the abyss, the carcass of one of these giants washing ashore, or a fleeting battle between a sperm whale. And a colossal squid witnessed from a ship would be more than enough to fuel myths of monstrous sea serpents for centuries. The Leviathan legend might be a composite, a folkloric tapestry woven from sightings of all these incredible, real-world behemoths. The name Leviathan has also slithered its way into our modern culture, far beyond the realms of mythology and biology. In 1651, the political philosopher Thomas Hobbes wrote his masterpiece, Leviathan. In his book, the Leviathan is not a sea monster, but a metaphor for the state, the Commonwealth. Hobbes argued that to escape a natural life that is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short, people must give up some of their individual freedoms to an absolute sovereign. This powerful, all-encompassing state, the Leviathan, maintains peace and order through its immense authority. Much like the biblical creature was an icon of untouchable power. It is a powerful analogy that shows how this ancient myth can be adapted to explain very modern concepts of power, society, and control. From the silver screen to the pages of novels and the world of video games, Leviathan continues to capture our imagination. It appears as a titanic sea beast in fantasy epics, a bioengineered weapon in science fiction thrillers, or a summoned guardian in role-playing games. Each iteration plays on the core themes of the original myth: immense size, untamable power, and the profound mystery of the deep. Why does this creature continue to hold such a powerful grip on our collective psyche? Perhaps it's because Leviathan represents the unknown. Our oceans cover more than 70% of our planet, yet over 80% of them remain unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. The deep sea is, in many ways, the last great frontier on Earth. It's a realm of crushing pressure, absolute darkness, and freezing temperatures. Yet it is teeming with life forms, so alien they seem to have sprung from science fiction. In this darkness, our imagination is free to roam. What else could be down there? The idea of a creature on the scale of Leviathan, lurking in the abyssal plains, is both terrifying and thrilling. It reminds us that for all our technology and knowledge, we are not the absolute masters of this planet. There are forces of nature, ancient and powerful, that remain beyond our control and comprehension. The Leviathan is more than just a monster. It is a symbol. It's a symbol of the awesome power of nature, a symbol of chaos and order, a symbol of political authority, and a symbol of the vast, terrifying, and beautiful unknown that still exists in our world. From the pages of ancient texts to the depths of the digital age, the serpent of the abyss swims on, a timeless icon of the mysteries that lie just beneath the surface. So the next time you stand by the ocean and look out at the endless expanse of water, listen closely. You might just hear the echo of an ancient tale, a whisper of the great Leviathan, the serpent of the abbey. Thanks for journeying with us into the depths of this incredible myth. If you enjoyed this dive into history and legend, do you want to forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations of the world's greatest mysteries. We'll see you in the next one.